Hello, welcome back. Let's continue to review our textbook, Construction Materials, Methods, and Techniques, Building for a Sustainable Future. This video is about chapter 24, and that is thermal insulation and vapor barriers. And before we dive deeper into that, I just wanted to mention that there is a never-ending conversation between the professionals about where to actually place the vapor barrier and how it is supposed to be done. But we'll try to see how actually appropriate types of insulation for various applications can be selected in the building design and construction. And we'll see how insulation is used to control heat transfer. And also, of course, we will have to review the problems caused by moisture penetration, and we will learn how to design an assembly of materials to reduce moisture transmission. So again, please refer back to chapter 23, which is plastics, just to kind of like cross-reference and see how that is connected, because it definitely is. And let us start with the heat transfer. So there is quite a lot of information on the properties, and we need to understand the fundamental physics of heat flow and transfer. So please take your time to review that and review that the heat quantity is measured in BTUs, or British thermal units. And also, you really need to understand the main heat transfer processes. So you need to understand the difference between conduction, then thermal resistance, thermal conductance, thermal transmittance, and convection. So please make sure that you go through the chapter and that you actually understand the difference. There are a lot of great videos on the heat transfer. So if this textbook is not enough for you, you are more than welcome to just see some other materials supporting that, because this is the fundamental knowledge that will definitely help you down the road. Also, the radiation is important here, and we can talk about the mean radiant temperature, or MRT here. Then when we talk about the convection, the infiltration, which is the unwanted transfer of conditioned indoor air. So again, please review all those all the terminology here and see how they are related to each other. And there are formulas to calculate that. And you can see the inverted relations between R value and U value. So definitely take a look at all the images and charts, and also to understand the relationship between the processes. So when we talk about the insulation, there are a few different types of insulation materials, and those are beds and blankets, and that's like fiberglass, mineral wool, cotton wool, whatever. Then loose fill, which can be fiberglass or cellulose or vermiculite or perlite. Then rigid insulation, which is extruded polystyrene and expanded polystyrene, and also polyiso or polyisocyanurate, and that is our rigid insulation. I'm sure you've seen all of those. Also, the insulation can be foamed or sprayed, and that can be open cell or closed cell polyurethane. And also it can be cementitious or soy. There are insulating masonry materials such as insulated blocks or insulated concrete forms or ICFs. Then also there are other types, which is aerogel and gas-filled panels, and then straw bale and other sustainable materials as well. So please take a look at all the different types of insulation, and there are pictures for those of you who've never seen a certain type of insulation. So, and what we are going to review next here is our water and vapor considerations. So we need to really understand what we need to do for the rainwater protection and also water vapor transfer, as well as the vapor retarder. So definitely take a look at the very end of this chapter to see actually where you need to place your um, vapor retarder, and just for you to kind of like memorize it real quick, the vapor barrier is always placed on the warm side of the wall assembly. So if we're talking about, for example, Miami, Florida, they'll be on the outside. But if that's Chicago, Illinois, that's on the inside, because for the most part of the year, that interior side is warmer than the outside, and the other way around in Florida. So that was it for our chapter 24. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in chapter 25.